Hello everyone, my name is Troy. I'm with Escapod Trailers, and I want to introduce you to the Escapod TOPO2 Nomad. This is my personal 2024 TOPO2 Nomad. And we're going to go over the galley today. So as we open the hatch, you can see I got a lot of clearance. I'm 6 foot, got a lot of space here in the hatch. I've got a light to help light up the kitchen, the galley at night. White and red LEDs. I got some utilities over here. And what we'll start with is you can put fridge or cooler here. And this is a Yeti Tundra 75. You can see I still have stuff from this last weekend. A lot of space in there. You can actually fit 131 cans in this thing. You can see back there I've got extra storage next to my battery. I really love Topo Chico, so I've got a couple cases of Topo Chico back there, which didn't make it in the cooler this weekend. Now, this galley is huge, right? This is 5.5 feet by 2 feet. And what I'm going to be showing you today is a lot of space that's just for the galley, nothing else. So here we've got a cutting board, and behind the cutting board, I've got storage. I've got my wash bins, a dry bin, and a rinse bin. I've got a couple cutting board stuff, my paper towels. I've got my 1 pound bottle for my stove. And then of course for hot drinks in my shower, I've got a jet boil. I'm just gonna set up the table real quick so we can get this out of the way. Now this space here is the same on a TOPO2 Nomad as well as a TOPO2 Voyager. Exact same amount of space, so you can kind of get the idea of what you can organize on both trim packages. Always put the nut back, pop that out of the grooves, and then I'm going to slide it into the T-slots on either fender. Let's see how I did. Look at that, that's pretty level. All right. So one of the things that I like to utilize are these little stackable storage containers. I just got them on Amazon. I like the clear because it's really easy to see what's in there. And you know, you might even be, well, I don't think you can get a 4th one in there. Up here, I use 2, and I utilize this height in there so I can add my 8 glasses. It's really tall. Put in my glasses first and then stack those. And the unique thing is with this height, it allows me to put tall boxes or chips in there, right? These tall items that I might not be able to put in any other galley. And I think, you know, that's one thing that's so unique about Escapod of our galleys is just the amount of storage that you have in there. And this is all completely adjustable based on whatever, you know, pots and pans or things that you want to put in here. You have that flexibility with all these slots. Up here, again, I'm utilizing that height on the top shelf to be able to put some tall items in there. And then again, I'm using more of these little storage containers to organize different items. And then silicone covered glass is awesome because they don't rattle together. And it's kind of nice to have glass when you're having a glass of wine rather than plastic or stainless steel. And then again, more of these little organizers. That's actually my extension cord for my solar panel. I've added a little fire extinguisher on there. And then there's probably another organizer down here. Well, it looks like I don't have much in there. So more room there. Back here I've got more mugs. I've got an extra coffee or just a kettle there, some spare gas. One thing that's new to my trailer is a mixing bowl or a serving bowl. So I can do salads, I can mix my pancake mix. If I want to, do a battered item, I've got something to do that with. I really like these high carbon steel pots from Goso. And it's because the handle is removable, right? So I can store that in my utensil drawer, connect it, and now I've got a long handle, so I can use it in a fire, I could use it on my stove, which we'll go over in a minute. But they just fit so nicely in here. Over, my plates there. And then down here I've got my 5-quart bowl for doing pastas or things like that. I've got my bowls in there, some serving plates for kind of appetizers, things like that. And then if you notice, I've got these little rubberized mats in here to keep things from sliding around while I'm in transit. I do a bunch of off-road and want to make sure that it's all there when I get to camp. So we'll switch over here and I'll show you what's in the utensil drawer. Our utensil drawer on the Nomad is really deep. So I've got the Pinnacle Pro 2 stove here, which I really like because of how thin it is. And sets up so easy. I can cook on the counter, I can cook on the table, I can cook on a tailgate, a picnic table, any of that. And then I have a full kitchen worth of stuff in here. That stove will actually run on a large propane bottle or the little 1-pound bottles. We'll go over this unique little battery operated faucet here in a moment for my water system. And then that's what's down here. Is in the Nomad we don't have that integrated 21-gallon water tank. So I have 3 of the Dometic water jug systems. And what's unique about this is this battery operated faucet. It's got a quick connect up here. Connect that in there, hook it up, and then I can keep it on the counter. I can put it on the table. And a lot of times right when I get to camp, I just put it on the fender. And then with its magnetic base, I just put it there. Now I can wash my hands, I can fill up my collapsible sinks, and I'm good to go. So thank you for taking a moment to watch this video on how I organize my 2024 TOPO2 Nomad. And again, my name's Troy. Hope to see you on the road. Thank you.